Listen to me. If there was a wise man who would ever think of this, they would say in order to be superior to the man, you've got to be the man. For I am the man himself.
Say his name and he appears. The man is finally back here on YouTube. Are you ready? What is going on, guys? This is the Club of the Man 1993, and yes, we are here for a recorded review of this week's episode of Monday Night Raw. Sorry, just busy week. Lots going on. The man just got to this Raw review a little bit late, so I'm doing this one recorded. Depending on the weekend, maybe I'll do SmackDown Live to make up for it. May consider switching, doing SmackDown Live and Raw recorded, depending on my schedule. But we'll see, of course, how things go going forward. But I'm here to talk about this past week's episode of Monday Night Raw, the October 20th, 2025 edition of Monday Night Raw. And it took place in Sacramento, California. We finally got a mega update. Well, not completely, but we finally got some clear direction what's going to be happening with the World Heavyweight Championship. And we're going to go from there. We had the match for that title confirmed for Saturday night's main event on November 1st, taking place next Saturday. Wow, October's already about to get into November. Jeez! Goodness gracious, time has flown by. That means about to put up the Christmas decorations. A couple other title matches on the show. Overall, I thought it was productive. Couple little things that was a little bit off, I'll be honest. Mostly that match with Stephanie Vaquer and Raquel. I almost said Raquel Perez. I'm sorry. Roxanne Perez. Was it just me, or was that match just a little bit off, in my opinion? And kind of like the fallout and what I think it's going to lead to. Ugh. We'll talk about that when we get to it. But for the most part, like the title matches were harmless. Although there's an awkward situation with the IC title, which we'll get to that in just a moment. But overall, I thought it was a very good show for Raw. I wouldn't say it was as good as recent weeks, but it was good. I would give it a B if I could give it a grade. But we'll roll from there and get into things right away. So the show opened up. We are being addressed what happened with what's going on with the World Heavyweight Championship. We also want to find out why the Vision did what they did to Seth Rollins last week. And based off how this promo went, it looks like they did because of Seth Rollins' injury. Last week I was wondering what exactly is the reason why they had the Vision turn on Seth Rollins. Was it because, one, Seth Rollins being injured, two, this was part of the plan all along, or three, it was an audible because Triple H pulled the plug on creative, which I'm going to double check just to be safe. Where did I post that? I just want to see here. Let me see here. They're getting results. Original plan, it's a work, an audible due to creative, or an audible due to Seth's injury. Nobody voted on my Instagram post, sadly. Yeah, it was an audible due to injury for Seth Rollins. We still don't know for sure how long Seth Rollins is going to be out. I'm hearing rumors, depending on how severe the shoulder injury was, maybe not until after WrestleMania. But again, we don't know. I know a lot of sources are saying he had a torn rotator cuff. But I don't think it's been confirmed what exactly he had. And funny enough, this is the first time I think Seth Rollins has had anything else but a knee injury pointing him out. And also, awkward enough, it was mentioned also that both Money to Bank cash-ins both had to relinquish their championships. That's right, Naomi due to pregnancy, and and now Seth Rollins due to injury. Both times Seth Rollins has cashed in Money in the Bank, he had to relinquish the title due to injury. But basically, to give a gist of the stuff with Braun Breaker, with the Vision and Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce did announce that Seth Rollins had to relinquish the World Heavyweight Championship, and basically the Vision just wants it for themselves. Braun Breaker wants that championship. Paul Heyman mentioned that he only aligned himself with Seth Rollins because of the other people involved, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. They are the true future of this industry, and they basically just used Seth Rollins to be that tool to move forward, basically, whatnot. Braun Breaker being the guy of, like, you know, give me the title or else, but then Adam Pearce trying to get the championship off of Braun because he doesn't technically own it currently, because he hasn't won it yet. I like also how Braun did go, say please, as well. So he got that title back. And then they announced that there's going to be a Battle Royale because CM Punk won the triple threat match last week on Raw against LA Knight and Jey Uso. And they say they're going to have the Battle Royale tonight. The winner will face CM Punk at Saturday's main event for the vacated World Heavyweight Championship. The results, mixed about it, but we'll talk about that later on in the show. But then also, because of Braun Breaker's and Bronson Reed's actions on the show, Adam Pearce decided to not allow both Braun Breaker or Bronson Reed to be in that Battle Royale, which honestly, I liked it personally. I know a lot of people didn't, but to me, it's like, why would you have Braun Breaker, who is still, like, you know, Braun Breaker is the future. No doubt about it. He is the future, like, next big man. Like, he's the guy they see, like, headline a lot of WrestleManias in the next upcoming years, for sure. But I don't think the right move would be to just put the title on him right now. I think you gotta have him. He needs some other little story to go through first, in my opinion. So holding him out because of his actions, I'm cool with that. Have him, like, him and Bronson dig deeper, or heck, expand the Vision. Again, I've heard rumors of them maybe using guys like Trick Williams, Carmelo Hayes, and Obafemi as well. I'm still open to the idea of Austin. Well, I don't know about Austin Theory as much since Seth Rollins is no longer with the group. Honest truth, I still think they should bring him back. When Austin Theory does come back, I do think they should bring him back as a face. Because of the reactions he was getting before he left. If Seth Rollins was still with the Vision, I would say yes, put Austin with that group. But now that he's not, maybe just keep him by himself and turn him face. Just my opinion. But yeah, so that was the gist of that. And of course, then we had the Battle Royale, which we'll talk about later on in the review. But so that stuff I thought was good. Where are we at here? So we have Judgment Day backstage. And they're not happy with, well, Finn and JD aren't happy with Dominik Mysterio. Because last week, Dominik basically got tricked into getting a tag title match for AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. Finn Balor chewed him out for getting the title match, and then Dom says, you know, I already beat AJ twice, and if you can't take care of him, and then Balor said, we're going to take care of him just fine. And JD says not to expect any help against Rusev because they're going to be busy getting ready for the tag title match. And I think Dom even mentioned something about how, like, he's the only one actually defending his title, which he's not lying. He is probably defending his title the most out of everyone who's champion right now, if I'm being 100% honest. Which also is a nice zinger also, because for the second time, you gave the tag titles to Finn and JD. They've been champs for, like, what, over 150 days again? And this is only their second tag title defense? Yeah, I still don't get why they took the belts off the New Day. I don't know, again, I don't know what the heck happened with New Day. I don't know if it's because, you know, Odyssey Jones got fired, or I just don't know what happened with the New Day's heel turn. Because it just went flat, and now they're, like, basically back to where they were, except as heels. And they have Grayson Waller, of all people, hanging out with them, which I don't get why. But anyways, Roxanne Perez tries to calm it all down. But also, Raquel tells her that she needs to focus on her match with Stephanie Vaquer later on in the show. So we had the tag match, the tag title match with Judgment Day versus AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. And I thought it was a pretty good match. I would say it's definitely my match of the night for this episode of Raw. It was very good. Crowd was hot for it. A lot of great close near falls. And kind of saw it coming, but AJ Styles and Dragon Lee win the tag titles. I'm happy for them. It's a random makeshift tag team, yes, but I'm happy for them. I mean, yes, it's kind of a consolation prize for AJ Styles. I would have loved to see him get one last run with that world title, because he did announce he is retiring in 2026. WrestleMania 42 will most likely be his last match, it sounds like. Let me mention two people who I think he should consider facing in his final match for AJ Styles. The first person, which I know is not likely to happen, would be Shawn Michaels. I know Shawn Michaels is like 60 years old now, but man, is that a dream match of a lifetime. But I doubt that's going to happen. The second person, based off the rumors I'm hearing, what if it was Chris Jericho? Because I thought about this, because there's rumors that Chris Jericho's AEW contract is expiring at the end of this year. There's rumors of him coming back in 2026 to have like one last run, go into the Hall of Fame, and retire. You think about it, Chris Jericho was kind of the one who really helped AJ Styles adjust to the WWE style in 2016. Heck, he was his first feud. And heck, also, remember a very underrated tag match that I don't think it quite made the cut in my 2016 list for best matches of the year. Remember when they were Y2AJ against the New Day? That match was awesome, which I'm not saying have them win the tag titles, but have him go out the way it started against Chris Jericho. Get that win back at WrestleMania 32 he should have had. But just to throw that out there. But yeah, congratulations. Of course, there's like a stuff off camera of them trying to decide on an actual tag team name, and I think they jagged around and said, "Well, we call ourselves AJ Lee," which they can't because there is the wrestler AJ Lee who is back with the company now, and that's CM Punk's woman. But yeah, I thought that was a very fun tag match. Probably get my match of the night for sure. Yeah, congrats to AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. I think this is Dragon Lee's. Well, no, actually, Dragon Lee's won the North American title, and I think he won the Speed Championship. I think this is AJ's second run with the tag titles, because the only time he won the tag titles before was when he won them with Omos in 2021. So congratulations to them for sure. We get a recap of what's going on with the Usos lately. Jimmy Uso's backstage talking to Jay, and Jimmy asks him if he's going to tribal chief it up. And Jay says, "I'm here to say I'm sorry. It's just that Roman," but then Jimmy cuts him off and says, "Roman ain't here." And this idea that he lost his title because he was helping other people out is cap. And the real reason he lost his title is because he stopped believing in himself. Jay said, though, he might be right, but Roman might be right. And Jimmy tells him, you got to figure it out. Because this battle royale, he's going to go in on everybody, including him. And then Jay tells him, go in then. Are we good? And then they did they yeeted and hand shook. But obviously there's something still not right there with the Usos. All right, then we had the second match between Dominik, Mysterio, and Rusev for the Intercontinental Championship. And this time, there was no help from anybody in the Judgment Day. The match was fine. Dominik had to pull off heel tactics, getting to win. Well, for some reason, Penta got involved with the match. Maybe he's mad because Rusev got involved last week. I'm assuming this is going to lead to a triple threat at some point with Dom, Rusev, and Penta, which I'm cool with. But, okay, so Dom won, again, trying to use the hammer, but this time he was caught, and he did a low blow to Rusev when they wasn't looking, and he won again with the frog splash, pulling off some, like, Eddie-type heel tactics. But Penta did get involved as well, too. I know Rusev did punch him. Afterwards, though, Rusev laid out Penta. Penta laid out Rusev with a springboard tornado DDT. This feud with Dominik and Rusev has just gotten awkward to me because, again, both men are still supposed to be heels technically. And it feels like they were trying to make Rusev more of the babyface. But again, Dominik Mysterio, despite the fact that he is that good as a heel, he's now at the point where he's not getting like the electric heel heat he was getting. Like, he's getting heat, but he's also getting cheered because everybody, realizes how great he is. And that's also a problem because Rusev still feels like he's not quite getting over with the crowd, which I'm surprised. Again, that is still something I was worried about with Rusev coming back, is that although I do believe he deserves to be in the spot he's in, is there room for him? And is that why the crowd's just not getting behind him quite yet? I don't know what's going on with that. But Dom does win. And again, I'm assuming eventually we're going to be getting the triple threat match. I also really enjoyed this match. I don't care what you guys say about it. Becky Lynch versus Maxxine Dupri for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. So, I think it was on the Go Home show for Crown Jewel, actually. Becky Lynch and Maxxine Dupri had a non-title match in which Maxxine Dupri won by countout. But a lot of people were giving Maxxine a lot of praise because she hasn't really wrestled on screen for a while, but she definitely showed a vast improvement, for sure. And her winning by countout, it was like the same way to it was a way to kind of give her some momentum, like when Chad Gable beat Gunther by countout whenever he was Intercontinental Champion. Kind of the same purpose. And this match was actually for the championship. And I thought it was another really good match. And again, Maxxine looked really good. Again, she has improved a ton. And although some people aren't happy that Becky Lynch won by disqualification, because I guess Maxxine, Maxxine lost due to disqualification because Becky attacked her with the championship. And honestly, I kind of liked it because, to me, I felt like I got what I wanted out of the match. I believed Maxxine had a chance to win. And Becky felt threatened by a somewhat rookie that has, again, shown improvement. So, I'm okay with this. As long as you have the third match that has a decisive finish. Honestly, I wouldn't mind them giving Maxxine the belt very briefly. The long-term plan is probably Becky Lynch and AJ Lee at WrestleMania, although it might be kind of awkward now because who knows what position Seth Rollins is going to be in when he comes back. Is he going to be a heel still, or is he going to be going back to being a babyface? And right now, Becky Lynch is just doing way too good work as a heel. Again, this is so much better than the heel run she had when she first came back from having her baby. And when she was big time back. It's like what she's doing now as a heel is 20 times much better than what she was doing back then. And her getting someone like Maxxine Dupri over, I think, is awesome for sure. Afterwards, though, she kept beating her down and hit her with a manhandle slam. I said, hopefully a third match is coming between them. Apparently, Rhea Ripley broke her nose. And Kabuki Warriors had a promo about how Rhea and Io got what they deserved. And Asuka's finally gotten Kairi to show how ruthless she can be. And then they need a new challenge, and they're looking to get gold around the waist, so they put the tag division on notice. So I'm guessing they're probably going to be getting a match between Charlotte and Alexa at some point. Maybe, we'll see. I love this segment. I just love seeing how they're letting Becky Lynch just like really tear into some of these big names. So, Paul Heyman was outside of Adam Pearce's office. And this is when Pierce told him that Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed were no longer going to be in the Battle Royale. Heyman begged, but then Adam said, nope, and slammed the door on him. Well, he turned around, and Becky Lynch is right there, staring him down coldly. He says he knows how she felt, and he had no say in the matter. With the Braun's conspiracies against Seth, he had no choice. Becky's the breadwinner now. And the number one rule of feeding your children is to survive the day, and he had to survive. There's a place in the vision for her. And she can have a hot husband at home, and an adorable Oracle on the road. Just think about it. Well, Becky thought pretty quickly because she grabbed him by the tie and called him a penguin-faced prick and says his snake oil salesman routine doesn't work on her. She never trusted him, and neither did her husband. And who just used him and was kind of surprised it took so long to turn on him. But don't worry, when he comes back, Seth won't hurt him because Paul is nothing to him. And whatever Nepo baby that he attaches himself to next, Rollins will destroy them. Not him, though. Heyman will just wish that he had. I love it. I absolutely love that. It's unique to see like someone with like the same dynamic, just like, again, just basically makes sense of the continuity. Again, Becky Lynch is just killing it right now. To me, like, she's too good for that women's IC title. Like, she should be feuding with Stephanie Vaquer for the women's championship. But speaking of which, Stephanie Vaquer had a match with Roxanne Perez. This match was okay, but something just felt a little bit off. I was surprised with how good both these women were. I don't know if it's because Stephanie botched that rope dive or whatnot, or I forgot what else. There was a couple little messy spots in the match. Stephanie, of course, does win with the SVB, but afterwards she gets attacked 2-on-1. And I'm like, okay, who's gonna save her now? Nikki Bella. Yeah, Nikki Bella, who we haven't seen her since she lost at Clash in Paris came out, saved Stephanie, and then had this backstage promo afterwards where she's basically saying how, you know, she can offer her guidance, but kind of also she teased that she wanted to come after the championship, making me worry they're going to do a match with Stephanie Vaquer and Nikki Bella. Good! Why does Nikki Bella keep getting these matches when she hasn't even won a match since she's been back? I'm sorry. Again, no offense to her. Again, it's just, why did they make her out to be much bigger than she honestly is? Really, I'm sorry. Maxxine Dupri, for crying out loud. I would rather see Maxxine Dupri challenge for the world title right now than Nikki Bella. Just saying. But we're probably going to get a tag match with Stephanie and Nikki versus Raquel and Roxanne. Whatever. And then that's probably going to lead to Nikki Bella getting a title match against Stephanie Vaquer. And I don't like it. I'm sorry. But definitely my least favorite part of the show. Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed were not happy with Paul Heyman for not getting them their match. Getting them back to the match and whatnot. And then we had the Battle Royale at the end. Not too much really happening during the Battle Royale that's really set up too much. The only really, the only two noteworthy things that happened were Dominik Mysterio was eliminated from the match, but then the referees didn't see it, so he got back in. Kind of like when Stone Cold Steve Austin, that happened to him in one of the Royal Rumbles. And then also, Jay eliminated Jimmy. But they kind of made it look like it could have been an accident, but it may not have been an accident also at the same time. And then the final two came down to Jay and Dominik, which I was glad to see them doing that. You know, the moment they get that IC title off Dom, he's going to be in the main event scene. He's ready. He is for sure ready to be a main eventer. But Jay Uso does win, so he's going to get the match with CM Punk at Saturday's main event. First thing I gotta say, I feel bad for Jay Uso. Again, he has worked so hard to get to this spot in the main event scene that he's gotten to. And like all of his he has like 3 big moments this year. And all of them are like 3 of the most disliked videos on YouTube. I just don't get it. I don't get why the fans have turned on Jay Uso, in my opinion. And again, at the beginning of the year, it was baffling me because they were defending, of all people over him, John Cena. People were that upset that John Cena didn't win the Royal Rumble, but Jay Uso did. I was still kind of baffled by that. But here's what I will honestly say about this. So, it's not horrible. But I do wish we would have gotten LA Knight instead here. Because I feel like, because this makes it obvious. Punk is definitely winning this match. Jay's not winning that world title until he goes heel. Or he full on embraces whatever direction he's going right now. He could lose, and that could be like the final straw for him. But you could have also accomplished that with him not winning the Battle Royale. I do feel like if they would have done CM Punk and LA Knight, it wouldn't have been quite as predictable. Because again, here, Punk is going to win. But, we'll see what happens. Again, I just don't think, this is going to be, this loss that Jay's going to suffer as Saturday's main event is going to be the final straw that breaks his back. And again, he fully embraces whatever direction he's going with. Again, I still think he's going heel at this point. Especially crying a lot of the internet fans have turned on him for sure. But that's the direction he's going. But again, I'm going to continue to say this. I still wish the booking he's getting now, I still wish they would have given this booking to Kofi Kingston in 2019 when he lost the title to Brock. Because this makes sense the way how Jay's acting. He may need to try different things in order to get the world title back. And get a lengthy reign, be taken a little more seriously. Because also the thing too is, if you have Jay just win the title here, eventually whoever dethrones either one of these guys is going to be Braun Breaker. And we've already seen that with Jay. So why do we have him just lose to Braun again immediately? So, like I said, Pug's definitely winning this. I don't fully hate this because there is a direction for Jay after he loses this. But I just wish they would have at least given it to LA Knight to make this title match just a little more unpredictable, in my opinion. And I do want to see CM Punk and LA Knight one-on-one at some point, just saying. But that was my review of Raw. I gave the show a B. Like I said, harmless show, couple little nitpicks in there, but nothing too much. Again, my favorite match was definitely that tag match. Favorite promo was definitely the one with Becky, Lynch, and Paul Heyman. But yeah, we'll see where things go with Monday Night Raw in the next few weeks as we get ready to wrap up the year. And again, we get past Saturday's main event and get to Survivor Series, which I still got to think of a match card for that for sure. Of course, maybe SmackDown will help me get more of a direction with that as well tonight. But this is probably going to be published after SmackDown. So we'll see where things go. So guys, that's my thoughts on Raw. What are you guys' thoughts for this Raw this past weekend? You gave the show a B. Leave your guys' thoughts down in the comment section below and slap a like on the video and subscribe for more content on my channel. And follow me on Twitter as well, The Club of the Man 93. You can also follow me on TikTok and on Instagram by The Club of the Man 1993. And until then, guys, I'm checking out. I'll catch you all later. Have a great rest of your night, and do not forget, in order to be superior to the man, you've got to be the man. And for I am the man himself. And that is not just an opinion, my friends. That is a fact of life. Yeah!